Paul's really great. Paul's great.
Back with the Ron and Fez Show. And remember, Thursday, August 12th, we'll be doing the show live at Dave & Buster's in Bethesda, Maryland.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you come out and hang out with us because we're going to tell the roof off the sucker, Fez. It's going to be all just like this all night. It's going to be pure P-Funk. But a comedy version of P-Funk.
We'll have our second annual pool party going on. That's our pool tournament.
So if you could shoot a little stick, just write to us at ronandfez@AOL.com. ronandfez@AOL.com. Giving away a trip to the winner, J-Dubs. Tell me. We don't have the exact trip yet, though, right, J-Dubs?
No details yet.
Okay. We got to wait for Cigar Sid to come in.
Oh, he's carrying the details.
Yeah, he's carrying the details.
He's like Sandy Berger. He's got the details stuffed in his socks, walking around with them. Now, PETA says they have a video. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if I want to see it. From a chicken plant where it shows the employees there that are supposed to be slaughtering chickens just abusing live chickens, punting them like footballs, throwing them at each other, throwing them up against walls, just snapping their bodies across, boards and things like that.
Right.
So
you have a problem with, you don't mind eating animals.
No.
But you don't want to see them get beat up. See, it's always interesting for me where people will say their cutoff point, like, I don't mind killing them and eat them, but you can't punt them like footballs.
Yeah, I would hate to see that video, because at that point, they're still animal, they're not food yet.
Right. But you don't have a problem taking them and turning them from animal into food.
No, I will always eat chicken. I will always eat beef.
Have you ever seen the way that chickens are treated or stuff like that, how they live their lives?
No.
In the new movie Napoleon Dynamite, he gets a job at some chicken thing. And just picture, like, filing cabinets as far as you can see. These cages are just stuffed with chickens. It's not like the chickens live a life like a chicken that you would see at a farm or something, where somebody comes out and throws feed and they go running around with them. They literally live their whole life without moving.
That's so bizarre. I guess that's the way they do it, to do the mass production.
Yeah, storage.
How do they actually kill them, though? Because I've heard, like, some people, like, gas the chickens.
That's a good question. I don't know how chickens are prepared. And my father was in the plastics industry, right? And he said that he went to a chicken place because they were selling plastics, trying to sell their product to this plant or whatever. And these chickens come down like a regular chicken that you see on a conveyor belt. And by the end of this conveyor belt, it's in the packages just like you pick up in the store.
That is bizarre. That's like some sort of device the Joker would tie Batman to.
So you don't like the idea of the way animals are killed. Maybe if anybody knows, 866-277-4969, 866-277-4969. If you know the way that these, whether it's cows are prepared or chickens are prepared or pigs for that matter. I think with the pigs they have to bleed them somehow. I think they have to be hung up and kind of slit and let the blood come out of them first. But on the other side of it, I can't imagine being a vegetarian. I honestly think that if you took the meat out of my diet, I would die. That's just what it feels like to me. I just don't feel like I would feel full until I had some kind of meat.
Like, I don't know, if someone told me, all right, here's the delicious chicken in front of you, but it was one of these at the Pilgrim's Pride plant that got, beat up, I don't think I could eat that chicken if I knew it was one of the ones that got punted for sure.
Well, one of the problems with you is that you're not, it's not a problem, it's just human nature, but you don't equate chicken, when you eat it, with a living thing or a hamburger with a cow. You just see it as that food. Probably if you had a cow, or if I owned a cow and you came over to my house and you saw me feeding it, you saw it running around, and then later I said to you, we're eating Betsy, you would probably have a problem with that. But it's somewhat of a hypocrite, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, definitely. But, I don't want to think of my chicken as being bruised when I'm eating it either. That it got beat up.
So you just want... I'm really lost on that. So you don't mind their heads being cut off. You just don't want to see it get punched or kicked. All right, here's Mike. Mike's going to teach us a little bit about the chicken industry. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, how you doing? Well, the main thing is you don't have to worry about them being bruised. They're electrocuted.
Electrocuted.
There is a stream of electrified water that runs over them.
Yeah.
And it shocks them first, and then give them a bigger jolt and kills them, and then it goes straight into the packaging.
Okay, so like those filing cabinet type things, that storage, is it, they just get electrocuted all together like that?
No, they're hooked up. No, What they do is they put them up one by one on the conveyor belt. And put them real close together, and they run electrified water over. And then they go through they steam them, they pluck them. And
now, Fez, I see you
stuff.
making a face. What is your problem with it? What, do you want these chickens to die of old age? Is that what you're looking for?
No, because that chicken's going to be dry.
Some of the chickens that you want a chicken that died of loneliness. You want a chicken that died from a broken heart.
I don't know, the electricity, that seems really bizarre. It seems like if you could just lop off the head really quick, that would be the fastest method.
Well, what's wrong with a little electric shock running through them? Here is Matt. Matt, you're on Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Cows are slaughtered a bit differently, however. Basically what they do is they put them in this one big long line of like a corral, put them in one at a time. They get fed into this, basically it's like a great big jackhammer, and this spike goes down into the base of their neck and kills them instantly. Then they get put up on the hooks and slit down their bellies so all the blood can drain out.
You and I had a friend in Daytona, Tim Tuttle, not the other Tuttle, who used to do this kind of work, who would help design what was ever going on. And his thing was to take it from 24 cows an hour or something to 33 cows an hour. And it's some kind of, is it like a stun gun that hits them in the brain?
Gun. It's a great big spike that just goes crunch right down into the back of their head. Right into the brainstem. Kills them instantly.
Now, does it work instantly every single time?
Basically, sometimes the cow's head can move.
Right.
And it'll take, like, instead of an immediate death, like a 2 or 3 second death.
All right, so that's not too bad for you, is it, Fez?
No. Yeah, the more
3 second.
Yeah, the more instant, the better. 2 to 3 seconds.
You kind of go along with the PETA people where you don't want anything bad to happen to animals. You love animals.
Yeah. But
then you still eat them. You're going to have to turn into Moby.
Well, when I'm eating chicken, if I see, like, a piece of a feather that didn't get plucked off,
yeah,
that always weirds me out, and that'll keep me, like, from eating that piece of chicken or, like, a chicken meal then.
Because then you think of it as like it was once a baby chick.
Yeah, and it seems dirty.
Well, here's what see, your stuff is just getting into weird phobia stuff now, because it comes from what it comes from. But the difference is that these animals that you're talking about now that you eat and that I eat, they're not having like a full chicken or cow life the way the animals used to, let's say, 100 years ago, or if you get the free-range chickens. When they say free-range, they mean a chicken who has lived its life like a chicken, and then the farmer comes along and butchers it up, and it goes to your house. These chickens and cows that we have now are basically just food before they even know it. They're just standing there getting fatter and fatter until they're killed and sent to your house. So it's not so much even the way they're killed. It's the fact that they never really had a life to begin with. On the other hand, do you really care if it's an animal?
If I don't care enough to quit eating chicken or beef.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way. But it's,
it bothers you.
It bothers me to think that someone's throwing them up against walls.
Yeah. It's, all right, this is on the instant feedback. It's funny that people have more problems with something being tortured than it does being killed. You know what? There's really something to that, because I always remember the Branch Davidians, where they go, we think he's raping children or he's molesting children. Let's bum rush the place. And then everybody got killed, and it was almost like America was better knowing that the kids and the parents were killed than if there was some kind of child molesting going on.
Yeah, because that way we just got rid of the problem altogether.
Yeah, it's just done. I don't think we have any vegetarians working here at the station, do we? I'm trying to think of anybody around.
Jag only.
Jag is a vegetarian?
Yeah.
Is he around the building now?
I think so. I mean,
all right, we'll send, I think one of the kids is here now. Let them go. Here is Mike. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron and Fez. What's up, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Hey, I just want to let you know, Maryland Public Television ran a show that was put out by PETA about 2 weeks ago. It was kind of late at night about the death of animals, specifically chickens, pigs, cows, calves for veal, and at the end of it, it said, think about the life that you're killing, go vegetarian.
Right.
And it was pretty graphic. So if you can get a hold of that, you might want to take a look at that.
I would be worried it would get me off my grilling. I will say this, and like I say, I don't care either way, but then it's a lie, because I'm a hypocrite too, because veal bothers me. The whole baby aspect of it, that bothers me a little bit, and I very rarely order veal. I'm not saying I won't eat it, and have eaten it, but if I see veal on a menu, I'm not going to be one to order it.
I saw a PETA demonstration over the weekend, and one of the big signs, the big posters they had up was a picture of Paul McCartney and a quote from him saying that chickens have as much intelligence as dogs and cats. And he couldn't imagine eating something with that much intelligence.
Well, I don't think that we really like smart animals so much. We like animals that just throw themselves at us. And the problem with the chicken is it won't come over and rub itself against your foot or, beg for you to hold it like a cat. Well, no one's ever thinking, oh, these cats are just so smart. They just feel good where a chicken doesn't.
I think that was Paul McCartney's angle of just make people think that they're eating their pets.
Well, I saw someone say this, that a pig had the same intelligence as like a 2-year-old child. So you're eating something as intelligent as a 2-year-old child.
Well, you should be able to talk at that point.
Well, I didn't say it has the same vocal cords as a 2-year-old. Here's Mike. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, guys? I love your show.
Thanks, buddy.
I was wondering, how is kosher animals killed?
You know what? That's a good point. Now, kosher, Fez, and I know you were raised in the Jewish faith, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that just had to be a blessing, but does it have to be killed in a certain way?
Yeah, I thought it was a blessing, and it had to be killed in some sort of clean way where it's not, different things touching it.
Yeah. Here's Bobo. He wants to help us. Bobo, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies. How you doing?
Cool.
You're talking about the koshering. Koshering by Judaic law literally requires that the animal's throat be cut and its own heart pumps all the blood from the body.
They feel better knowing that that's happened?
They, for some reason, Jewish law does not permit the presence of blood.
Now, is that a spiritual thing or kind of just a food preparation cleanliness thing?
I think it's cleanliness, a la 5,000 years ago.
Right. So kind of in those days they would actually, thanks, Bobo, they would actually, like when you would read that kind of law, it would kind of bring both things in together, where it would be kind of it'd be a spiritual book as well as a law book. And kind of a how-to book.
Oh, yeah, it was everything. Marriage tips, all of that.
Yeah. Some of the stuff is like, and that's what I think happened with seafood and stuff like that, is because it wasn't a real good idea to eat seafood back then. And then they never really kind of caught up once we had everything straightened out. 866-277-4969. 866-277-4969. I'd like to talk to a vegetarian or a vegan, especially Fez, too. Because I think I would probably die on that diet. I think that without meat, I just have a feeling I would die.
I couldn't imagine going without it.
Yeah. And I don't feel totally 100% good about eating animals. But I got to tell you the truth. If I'm grilling ribs, I'm not thinking of a pig. I'm thinking about ribs. I don't know whether I can compartmentalize like President Clinton used to be able to do with his stuff, but I do not. I never occurs to me I have a stack of ribs going, and instead of thinking this used to be a pig, I'll just think the same thought over and over. Ribs are good. Ribs are good. Ribs are good. Is Jag still here?
No, he's already taken off and his phone's busy. So.
No, is he vegetarian or vegan?
Vegetarian.
Here's Brian. Brian, you're on a Fez.
Hey, Brian.
Bad phone, buddy. Here's Jamie. Jamie, you're on a Fez.
Hi, fellas. I kind of think you're missing the picture here. I think you should feel sorry for the people that have to work in the chicken industry.
I can't imagine.
NPR did an article. Tyson screws them over. Purdue screws them over. Can you imagine? These guys get called up. You have to come into work. It's slaughter night. You've got to scamper around and collect as many chickens as you can. I think they get a penny a chicken.
Yeah, I cannot.
A penny a chicken.
I cannot imagine working in that industry, Fez. And again, it's going to be like the Lindy England thing with what you're telling me, that the guy is punting. Chickens are going to be the ones that are going to end up in court somewhere, and everybody else is not going to be able to deal with it. All right, thank you very much,
Bye.
Jamie. Good point. 866-277-4969. 866-277-4969. Here's the King. The King, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, how come these damn chickens and pigs are so smart? How come we're eating them?
Well, you could eat a person if you wanted to.
I've done that. They're very tasty.
Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, you could eat Einstein if you really were a cannibal.
Anything will cook.
Being actually, smart doesn't keep you from being eaten on this planet. Here is Brendan. Brendan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Brendan, go ahead, buddy.
Let me try it again. Brendan, you're on Ron and Fez.
Oh, sorry about my comment was being hypocritical. We rename all the mammals to be different names and we eat them, but no other animals. So cows are beef and pigs are pork, but chicken's chicken.
Yeah, that's an interesting one that you go out of your way. And I guess it's because don't you get, kind of more taste out of some of these other things than you do with a chicken? With your chicken, you're just pretty much prepared chicken.
I think we're emotionally closer to mammals than chickens.
So you think that we don't want to go, hey, Mom, pass me the cow. This cow sure is delicious.
Right. But I don't mind saying, hey, Mom, pass me the salmon, because that's just a fish and it doesn't hit quite as close to home.
I don't know. I'll tell you the truth. I've had fish in the boat before that I looked over and kind of felt a little weird about, because that's one of the few things that I see that is alive before I'll eat it. And I remember being little and being weirded out when my dad was making crabs and seeing that they were attempting to bust their way out because they were still alive when he started steaming them.
Yeah, anytime, like my brother Corky and my dad have lobster, my mother just runs for the hills. She does not want to be around when a lobster goes in the pot.
Oh, they prepare live lobster like that?
Yeah, they get the pot in the backyard underneath over a fire.
For some reason, when I do it, I'll only do tails. I go out of my way just to go out and get the tail, and then, hey, it's not my fault. Now, the one seafood that's really you can feel good about is stone crab, because that, you catch the stone crab, you break off the claws, you throw the stone crab back, and he grows new claws. So all you're really doing is ripping his arms off, and don't worry, he's going to grow new arms.
Well, that works.
Well, here's my problem with that. I'm annoyed that God wouldn't do that for us, that for somehow he thinks the stone crabs, they need the gimmick of growing their arms back, but you humans do not.
It'd be nice if we could do it.
Oh, it'd be great. Every time that you had a scar on your hand, you're like, let's just get rid of the whole thing and start fresh.
We would, if we had that power, arms would be getting lopped off left and right. That's how you would change tattoos.
Well, what I would do, I would chop off my arms just so I could lay down and get a decent night's sleep without them being laying all over the place. I'd cut them off every night and then grow them back fresh in the morning. All right, we got a lot of calls, so we're going to take a break first. 866-277-4969. It's the Ron and Fez Show.